welcome back to the channel. Beat the book. I am your boy BigAL Bettor. We're jumping into another slate of NBA games today. We've got 11 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11 games today. So there's a bunch to hop into. If you guys are new to the channel, I just give you my leans on the over-unders and the spreads. At the end, I give you my 3 or 4 locks of the day, and then I give you a 4-pick parlay just to kind of send you on your way. We've yet to hit a 4-pick parlay, but we're right around the corner from hitting it. That's how it always is in gambling. So to start, we'll just hop right in. I got the Cavs. I got the props pulled up here. Let me switch that around here. Ding, ding, ding. Boom. There we go. Lakers-Cavs is the first game up on the slate. Should be a good one. Lakers have been playing good ball. They lost their first game to the Suns the other night. But the Cavs are undefeated, and they've won every game by this margin of over 5 points. So I like the Cavs here minus the 5. The over-under sit at 225. I like the over just slightly. I don't love it, but the Lakers have been getting up to 110, and the Cavs have been getting up closer to the 120. So that when you add that together, that's a 230. So I like over 225 on that game. Moving on, we got the 76ers taking on, well, I guess we got the Celtics taking on the Pacers is what's showing up here. I like Boston minus the 6.5 here. They have won every game by this margin too. And the over-under set at 235. The Pacers play fast, so I like the over 235. The Pacers are going to be able to get up to 110, 115. The Celtics just have to get up to 120 to cover for us at minus 6.5, and we're over this number. So I like the over on this number. I think it should be a fun game to watch, and it's one of the ones I'm really excited for. So I like the Celtics, and I like the over 235. Next, we got the 76ers taking on the Pistons. Technically, it's the Pistons going to the Sixers, but you get the point. Spread's 3.5. We have to be on the 76ers here. The Pistons have won one game, I believe, but it's the Pistons. What are we really talking about? A bunch of their dudes are hurt too. So I like the 76ers here minus the 3.5 at home. And then as far as an over-under, it's set at 218. I like the over. The Pistons have been getting up to like 110 in their games, and the Sixers have been doing about the same. So I think the over is the play here. So I like the over on this game. Next, we're going on to Atlanta taking on the Wizards. The Hawks are 4.5 favorites on the road with the Wizards. The Wizards have a ton of people hurt. So there's no Kuzma tonight. I think that's the right team. I might be thinking of I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah. So it's gonna be the Jordan Poole show. So I like the Hawks minus the 4.5 here. This one has the potential to be a fun game. And then I am on the under 233.5 just because it feels like a lot of points without one of the Wizards' better players. So give me that. Next, we got the Raptors taking on the Hornets. This one was interesting. The Hornets are 6-point favorites, which is shocking to me. But when I looked, the Raptors had a bunch of people hurt as well. No Scotty Barnes. There's a bunch of people that are hurt. So the over-under was set at 225. I like the under here simply because I don't know if the Raptors are going to be able to keep up, and I don't know if they're going to be able to put up a ton of points. And then the Hornets, we're on the Hornets minus the 6, which is just a crazy thing to even say. Like, it's crazy, but it's just the position that they're in right now, and with the Raptors being all banged up, that's the side we're on, which is, like I said, it's crazy. But yeah, Hornets minus 6, and then I like the under just because we got a bunch of hurt guys. So I think the scoring should be a little lower than what it could be. Next, we got the Knicks taking on the Heat. This one should be fun. If you guys know, I really like the Heat. Just because a couple years back when they made that playoff run, they made me a lot of money. But I like the Heat. And I like the Knicks are a fun team, right? They added Karl Anthony Towns. You got Jalen Brunson. Like, they're just a fun team to watch. So I like in this game. I'm actually fading the team I love in the Heat. I'm taking the Knicks minus the 1.5 here. It feels like the right spot. It should be a close game, and it's going to come down to the wire. But I think the Knicks are just slightly better early. Miami hasn't been impressive yet. I think they take a while to get things going, and then they get hot in the middle of the season. So I like the Heat here. And then as far as an over-under, we're going to take the over. The Heat have been getting to 100 pretty comfortably and closer to 110. And then the Knicks, if they're going to win this thing by 2, they're going to have to get to 107 or 112, which gets you, the 107 gets you really close to this number. If it's Heat 105, Knicks 107, you're right under. But I like it more for Heat to get to like 110, 112, and the Knicks to get 117, 115, something like that. So I like the over, and I like the Knicks here. Next, we got Orlando taking on the Bulls. This is an interesting game. So the Magic are, I want to say 4-0. If they're not 4-0, they're 3-1. I look at all the games, right, and I do all my stats and I do all my picks, but it's like when you're looking at 11 games, bang, 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 it's tough to keep them all on track. So that's what that is. But Orlando's looked really good this year. The Bulls have looked better than I thought they would look. They've looked better this year than they did at the beginning of last year. Beginning of last year was a disaster. So, but we like Orlando minus the 5.5 here. They've looked good in all their wins, and then I like over 228.5. Orlando's been scoring close to 120 every week. So as long as the Bulls can kind of keep up, this is going to go over. So I like the over, and I like Orlando minus 5.5. Next, we got the Nets taking on the Grizzlies. It's a 12-point spread. Now, if you guys have been watching the videos, I've taken the Grizzlies in 2 of their first 3 or 4 games, and it has not necessarily worked out. I took them in the first game, they lost, and then we got them 3.5 against Houston a couple nights later, and I was like, we get 3.5 with the Grizz, we got to take it, and then they lose. So I'm fading the Grizz tonight. I'm taking the Nets plus 12. I just think it's too many points. I think the Grizz probably win this game. Clearly, they're minus 750 on the money line, so they're expected to win this game, but I just don't see them winning by 12. That feels like that would be a slaughterhouse if they do. Morant was a game-time decision as well. I mean, I'm sure he's going to play, but yeah, I don't see this. 12 is just too many points, so I'm on Brooklyn plus the 12, and I like the over though. 226.5. The Nets are playing good ball lately. Their first game was under this number, but the last 3 have been over this number. They are. I think the reason this is 12 and the reason that the over/under is set where it's at. They just came off that overtime game against Denver last night, so I think the books are thinking there's going to be some jet lag, some tired legs, yada yada yada. But they've been producing, and this is a lot of points. So I'm just taking, it's early in the season. If it was closer to the playoffs and you run it back to back with an overtime game, then maybe this is warranted, but it just feels like too many points to me. So I like plus 12 and I like the over. Next we got the Spurs taking on the Thunder. 12.5 points in this game, but OKC has covered this number in all 3 of their first 3 wins. They are undefeated. So I like the Thunder here again, minus 12.5. And then the over-under set at 221.5. I like the under. They've been holding teams to under 100 points. So if you hold a team to under 100 and you're going to win by 12.5, that gets you to 113. 113 and 100 is 213. So unless the Thunder get over this 221 or 121 by themselves, I don't see this game going over. So I like the minus 12.5, even though, once again, a lot of points. But the Thunder have been winning all their games by this number, so it just makes sense to me. And then you get the Pelicans taking on the Warriors. This game we just saw last night. This game I took the under on yesterday. This game was actually an over. So I'm going to go under this time, though. Again, they got to 230 last night, so under 219.5. It's a back-to-back. You had a lot of production. Buddy Hield went off for like 28 points. The Warriors got a lot of scoring production from dudes they weren't expecting to, I think. I don't expect that to happen again. I think that was more of a one-off. So I think the Warriors score less points, and I think the Pelicans take this one. So it was plus 3. Now it's moved to plus 2.5. So I like the Pelicans plus 2.5. I like them to split this 2-game stint with the Warriors. And then I also like the under 220 because I just think that the game will slow down a little bit. Both teams kind of know each other a little bit better because you just played last night, so you kind of know who's good, who's not, and what matchups to exploit and stuff. So yeah, I like the under here, even though the book, it's leans slightly over. I like the under, and then I like the plus 2.5 with the Pelicans. And then for the final game of the night, we have the Portland Trailblazers, a team that's not very good, taking on the Clippers, who have been pretty good. They lost to 2 good teams, and then they beat a good team. So I like the Clippers here, minus the 8.5. Once again, it is a lot of points, but it is Portland, and Portland last year was terrible, and so far this year they have not been good. They do have 1 win. Over-under at 216. I like the under. The Clippers have been, they've been winning close games, but they've all been pretty much under not under this number, but they've all been pretty under games. And Portland, it hasn't shown that they're very effective at going out and scoring points. So I like the Clippers defense to do pretty well at keeping Portland below 100, and then I like the Clippers to cover this number and win by 10. So those are the picks for all the games. Now we'll hop into the locks of the week. These are just my favorite picks. We got the Cavaliers minus 5. They're undefeated. They've looked great all year. They've covered by this number every single game. They are taking on the Lakers, and I know the Lakers are a really good team, but I'm just going to trust the Cavs here, trust the number, and we're going to play it. So Cavs -5, Boston -6.5. Boston's been a wagon this whole year. They've covered this number every single game, so that's a no-brainer to me to take Boston -6.5. Next, we have OKC -12.5. Once again, they've covered this number every single game, and they're playing a team that is, good, not great. Like, you're playing a Spurs team that we don't really know what they are yet. We expect Wembanyama to be good, but, we don't know exactly what they are. So I like OKC -12.5. And then my last one is the last game of the night. The Clippers -8.5 is a late one for you East Coasters because it starts 7:40 Pacific time. But I like the Clippers -8.5. I'm fading Portland as much as I like the Clippers. Like, the Clippers are a good team, and they're going to be even better once Kawhi comes back. But I'm mostly just fading Portland because Portland isn't good. So those are my 4 picks of the day. I said week again, but Cavs -5. Boston -6.5, OKC -12.5, and then the Clippers -8.5. And then for my 4-pick parlay, which, man, I'm really hoping we hit this one, guys. I've got Tyrese Halliburton. He's taken on Boston. I've got him at 30+ PRA. He had a pretty good series against Boston when they played, so I think he got hurt. But before he got hurt, he was playing well. So I like Tyrese Halliburton, 30+ points, rebounds, and assists. I like Trae Young over 2.5 3-pointers made. I think he should have a big game tonight. And then I like Julian Champagny, however you say his name, for the Spurs. I like him over 2 3-pointers. He's had 2 in 2 of the first 3 games, and he's shooting like his first 3 games. He shot 4 threes, 6 threes, 8 threes. So the amount of shots are there. It's just he's just got to go better than 1 of 4 for us tonight, and he's going to hit that number. And then my final pick is Jimmy Butler, 25+ points, rebounds, and assists. He didn't do this game 1, but he's done it the last 2. So he's actually gotten over 30 his last 2. But so I like Jimmy Butler, 25+ points, rebounds, and assists. This parlay pays out +475 as far as like it did just a minute ago when I made it. So whatever it's going to be when you guys get to the book is what it's going to be. I can't change that. But yeah, it pays +470. All these odds are with DraftKings too, not because I'm affiliated with DraftKings or anything like that. That's just the book that it's an easy pull up and then check out the line. So always shop around, guys. If you like any of these lines or you like any of these, try to get an edge because we're always trying to get an edge on the book. But yeah, shop around at all the books, and you may be able to find. I mean, FanDuel tends to have pretty good prop odds, at least for NFL. It does. That's what my brother Matt uses when we do the NFL videos. So definitely check out FanDuel and see if this parlay pays out a little bit more on that. But yeah, that's what I got for the 4-pick. Halliburton, 30+ points, rebounds, assists. Trae Young, over 2.5 3-pointers made. Julian Champagny, 2 3-pointers made. And then Jimmy Butler, 25+ points, rebounds, and assists. So that's the 4-pick parlay. Pays out +470. And that's the video for you guys today. We went 2 of 4 last night on our locks. We missed on the parlay. Kuminga got to 24 PRA. We had him for 30, and then Doncic only made 1 of 8 threes. So Doncic will eventually get hot. I think we're done taking him for threes until he shows that he can actually go out there and start dropping some threes. Man, this guy's been kind of cold early, so we're gonna wait for him to start cooking with threes before we dive back into the Doncic 3+3 well. But Gordon got his 5th rebound right at the end of the game. And DeRozan, he got to like 38, and we had him for 30+ points, rebounds, and assists. So we just missed, but we went 50-50 on our locks, which is, it's not quite winning because you got to pay the juice, but we're right there, So gonna look to get going. We're gonna look for a 4 sweep tonight on our locks of the day. Cavs -5, Boston -6.5, OKC -12.5, Clippers -8.5. I feel good about all 4 of those. So but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Check out the channel tomorrow. We're going to have more NBA, and then we're dropping our NFL video. That'll actually probably be out later tonight, but it'll be late for you East Coasters. But yeah, we got tons of content on the channel. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, and catch you in the next one. Good luck out there.